and welcome to Brewing Live, the daily community service at Teacup Cup Republic that fills your digital cup that with great stuff that matters because you and your life matters to us. And Teacup Cup Republic is the home of professional certified CACC life coaches from Life Coach Philippines and our coaching hub. And we are located inside Pioneer Center compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets in Capitolio, Pasig City. We're open from Thursdays, from Saturdays to Thursday. We're closed on Friday, and our operation is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And today is episode 823, and our live streaming is dubbed the Flip Month, and it's all about embracing the fresh perspective that paves the way for self-discovery and self-actualization. And I'm going to help you out shift your mindset from fixed to growth that empowers individuals to embrace learning, bounce back from setback, and cultivate resilience. And this kind of mental purposes will drive personal growth by unlocking untapped potential and fostering a sense of purpose. And this live streaming is in partnership with Life Coach Philippines, and our intention as game changers is to do mental fitness in your space to help nurture holistic mental health for you and the people that matters to you. So shout out to all of our S1 coaching community and our fellow kindred coaches serving in this digital space and advancing life coaching ethically and authentically with passion. And giving is a lifestyle that never goes out of style. As you recognize the value that we are doing here as an organization, if you're getting value, send some stars in there. There's a function in Facebook when you can send some stars and some love gifts. Share as well. If you don't want to send it through Facebook, you can use our GCash account or bank information. We exist to help clients informations or experience healing in the breakthrough by providing a safe space for inspiration to begin with a cup of coffee, for transformation to happen to the platform of life coaching. And we are more than a traditional cafe that serves your favorite and classic food like sausage platters, waffles, bagels, cakes, milkshakes, and coffee-based drinks. We also help individuals to make a therapeutic lifestyle change with our line of plant-based meals and natural keto fruit juices. We have keto products, sugar replacement syrups, and insulin, wine, and tea. And the Cup Republic is also the exclusive distributor of David's Faith insulin, wine, and tea in the areas of Mandaluyong and Parañaque. And our hashtag Save One campaign against diabetes is ongoing. We invite you to join us as reseller and brand ambassadors to raise awareness of sugar regulator products to help fight the debilitating symptoms and effects of diabetes. Please check our FB page for the menu of sumptuous meals and refreshing drinks, or connect with Coach Rezzhel at 0917-586-1661 to partner with the Cup Republic in advancing health and wellness in your space. If you have just joined us, like Coach Nords, thank you for joining us. Parang kailan lang, Coach Nords? She came from here in Manila and went back to the northern part of the Philippines, and she just gone through and finished the life coach certification, part of the life coach certification program. As a refresher, thank you, Coach Nards. Good to see you or know that you are safe back in there. Welcome for the rest of you who's joining us. Circulate this link and video, invite your friends and loved ones by tagging them in the comment section below, and give them some thumbs up and some encouragement, motivation, and express gratitude for what they do, and acknowledge and just say hi to them, okay? As for me, giving a shout out to our fellow mental model collectors inside B Learning Society, the Master Coach A. And if you are one person who desires to experience transformations in the areas of your health, wealth, and relationship, I invite you to avail of this. Every single month, we have a mental model masterclass. And a mental model masterclass is for you to understand how you can implement processes, procedures, framework, concept, and different kinds of ways for you to make life easier, faster, better, and make you stronger and more. You will have more time and less effort for you to do different things in life. Be Learning Society is a facility that Master Coach A is building, and it's a facility for those people who's looking for a space just to sit down, take a look at the wall, the sky, the places, and so on, and just be alone. And just, ang tawag namin in the Philippines, magmuni-muni, just to wander around and just appreciate the space, because at times our homes and our workplace can be so busy that we are not able to really reflect on things that's so important to us. So please join us here. I've been investing in this for 2 years already. My daughter has joined. I think she has been here for 1 year. My son will join this month. So I'm looking forward and excited for him to start learning mental models. And this is going to help you out really get a grasp of how you're dealing with life. If you're someone who is a parent like me and you are wanting to learn how you can better improve your relationship with your children, then mental model will empower you to have the necessary tools and techniques for you to have that meaningful connection with them. Be Learning Society is a 10 maker of Be Learning homes for mental fitness. And you will, when you avail of this every single month, because it's a monthly subscription, you also get a discount at CACC Republic, and you also get a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches utilizing that mental model that you've learned. So for more information and assistance, just connect with Coach Rezzhel. You see her in the comment section, Rezzhel Sanchez, and the number is 0917586161. This is the number. You see that in the screen. All right. So we're now diving into today's conversation. I'm going to talk about discipline versus punishment, the traditional family values. And I'm going to talk about something that is worthwhile for you as a parent to understand. And if you are a child, a son, a daughter, this conversation is for you as well, so that you can understand where your parents are coming from, and for the parents to understand where your children coming from. So if you know anyone, just tag them in the comment section below, forward this video, invite them to have a conversation on radical healing. Now, if this is the first time you're joining me, I am Life Coach Shaun. I am the man from Pasig City. I am the Life Coach Dad. Why I'm here? I've been a parent for 21 years. I've been so busy in the corporate world, working my butt off for me to get promoted, to build a safe space for my children, send them to a good school, have them a better life, and so on and so forth. But that has come into a space which just I thought everything was working well, until one day I realized that all of the things that I built in my career is not enough for me to protect my children. I needed to wake up. I needed to start making the change for me to ensure that I get my children back. And when I say I get my children back, they are following the values and the beliefs that would allow them to be future-proof, especially during the digital and information age, where you have a lot of information and a lot of cultures and a lot of different beliefs and perspective. The question is, who is the one that's helping your children process what to keep and what to let go? And this is what I'm helping you out. If your child is currently making decisions that doesn't coincide with what you think is right for them, then this is what I'm doing for you as a parent. So if you're watching this in the future on a replay, and if you want to know more about how I can help you with your parenting style, and you can find the peace and joy in parenting, it's not yet, you still have time. You still have time. Parenting is a long-term, activity that you need to do, and you need to have the necessary skills and knowledge for you to take advantage of this. All right. You may also find the YouTube link of all of the videos that we do here at GCaCC Republic for Brewing Live. Just check in the caption of the comment for you to start taking a look at how you can learn from different aspect of your life. All right. So maraming salamat for joining. Thank you, Coach. Okay, Doc, for joining. Master Coach Jasmine, maraming salamat. Of course, Coach Rezzhel is there. And thank you for tagging your friends in there, okay? So let's talk about discipline versus punishment and the traditional family values. Jamie Sawyer said that good morals and values start at home, and a uniform won't change that. So what does this mean? At the end of the day, even if you send your children to school, in school, they have their uniforms and what have you, all of the beliefs, value system that your child have or has started at home. So if you are questioning why your children suddenly made the change of behaviors when they went to school, they changed school, they meet these friends and what have you, ideally, that behavior, that mindset of them came from the household. It came from their caretakers, their parents, their tito, their tita, their lolo, whoever is influencing their space, even the kapitbahays, if they're constantly with the kapitbahay, playing around, what have you, these morals and values are instilled when they're growing up. It's not during the time when they go to school that values are formed, but it's the formative years, even before you were, as a child, the child came out of the parent, value system is already instilled based on genes and based on experiences of the individual, of the parent, and also the child. Now, in the Philippines, we follow traditional values. I'm going to talk about traditional values that maybe you would know. And if you know traditional values in there of Pinoy, just send that in the chat so at least I can read through it. But this is what I was talking about of traditional values. Traditional values are passed on to generations, and you might have experience in which during the Industrial Revolution or being prior to that, right, where farming is prevalent, those values had come from passing down to generations. Now, there are values that still remain relevant up today, but there are some values that are no longer relevant. And when I say relevance, I'm not talking about because it's not effective. I'm just talking about it in the structure in which how information and how communication is happening right now. Because again, we have the media right now, you have internet, you have Zoom, and all of these different things that you can utilize. Now, as a parent, values and traditional values, morals, and norms are like blueprint. Take a look at this as blueprint in which you are deciding as a parent to what you need to be kept, what needs to be preserved, for you to create stability with your children so your children can decide which one they would need to do to make sure that they're able to live the life that they want, they are able to do the work that they want, or business, or maybe decide what kind of relationship they want to keep. Thank you, Coach Mao, for joining. Now, I'm going to share to you seven of the traditional values of Filipinos. And if you know more, chat that in there. Thank you, Coach. Nature versus nurture. Exactly. Nature and nurture is very critical in there so that you know that nature is your genes, culture is where your environment comes in. And we'll talk about that in a separate topic, but this is a crucial part of it with discipline and punishment. Now, just seven traditional values. Number one, Filipinos are family-oriented. We are in a culture in which your children lives with the parents and so on and so forth, right? You have usually yung bunso, like me before. My mom would live with us, and eventually, my mom would move to my brother and so on. But this is a traditional value where the parents would live with their children, and the parents would take care of the children's children for that fact. So this is kind of culture which is family oriented. And we always have this, when other people come in, when you have visitors, they would live in your household. That is family oriented. Now, second is respect for elders. I've taught this for my children. I pass it on. Yung pagsasabi ng po and opo. And one of the things that I didn't do is pagmamano, because that is not something that we've done on a cultural perspective. But the po and opo has been kept. Po is a sign of respect. Opo is also a sign of respect. And this one, I've practiced this even up until today. Now, third is God-fearing. We know that as a culture, as Filipinos, mahilig tayo we have these religions, we go to church, we have these beliefs and so on. So it's God-fearing that is transferred down to the generations. Fourth is pakikisama, yung bayanihan. You've experienced this time and again during the pandemic, during sakuna, or during traumatic experiences or events, or explosions, what have you. These things, you have people that's going through a lens of bayanihan where they're able to share, put down their resources, gather it together, and help other people, especially during the times in which things are not going well, right? People would just chip in, give their times, effort, talents, and so on to help other people. So that's 4. And 5, hospitality, where we just smile, allow other people, welcome other people. Sometimes we even if it's a stranger, as long as they're good, we give them some time to eat in our house, or maybe we've met them. This is something that we do. 6 is utang na loob, debt of gratitude, in which when someone helps us, we have the urge to give back to them. And lastly, number 7 is love and happiness. We know that as Filipinos, we're very resilient. Whatever happens, right, we still smile, even though our house already burned, or we got because of an eruption and what have you. We still smile. We're so resilient. We love things, and we're happy about it. Now, all of these great things, and if you're able to connect with one or that I shared, just put that in the comment section so that I know if you're connecting. Now, all of these 7 things, and there's more, of course, there's more that you would know of, are great values if we think about it, and it guides our children and guides us to be God God-fearing human beings. However, there are some children that are unable to understand and exercise these values. It's not because they don't want to understand these values, but unfortunately, these values are not taught in detail to understand why these values need to happen. And children have this tendency not to conform to these values because they don't know. They don't know what they don't know, right? And they don't have a deeper understanding of it. And unfortunately, what happens when the parents see that their children are not following, it ends up either through a physical or verbal punishment. Now, why is punishment so critical as of this time? We feel that punishment is a way for us to correct other people. Well, punishment is defined as a rough treatment or handling inflicted, which means they cause something unpleasant or painful on or suffered by a person or a thing. What this means is when you are punishing, when we're being punished, we are, the intention is to help us deter a person's behavior or action for them not to do the undesirable, unacceptable behavior, mindset, thinking, expression, and so on and so forth. So that is what punishment is. It's to deter. But unfortunately, the way that punishment comes in is twofold. One, either you get shouted at or you get hit. Yan lang. That's a typical Pinoy. Of course, you would say that other culture has that, but in the Filipino setting, that is a form of punishment. Now, during the Industrial Revolution, this kind of style might have worked, to keep the child at bay, right? And this worked because of the lack of technology back then. It's mostly analog back then. If you think about it, there's no desktops that everyone can utilize. It's so expensive. Data is your dial up and all of this different thing. So it's very old school back then. So engagement back then is on a local setting in which you need to have a conversation with your neighbors, have friends in there at schools and so on, come together, and there's no such influences from other cultures and other people as well. But when you move to the digital or information age, the more and more children are able to learn new cultures, they're able to learn about cultures from different countries, people, which leads them to be vulnerable from influencer who might not have the same values as you as a parent, which is the child is instilling to them. All right? This globalization, punishment, using hitting and shouting is no longer effective. It's not effective. You would say, Coach, before, when my parents were disciplining me or punishing me, I was able to learn that. But again, that was way, way back of the digital revolution when things have changed and have shifted. So as parents, we need to start making the adoption. Based on studies, hitting, shouting, or other cause of pain can lead to increased aggression. So if your child is currently not submitting to what you're asking them to do, and they're constantly defying the rules or circumventing the rules, that is because of the behavior of the parents towards the children. It also causes, when parents hit and shout their children, antisocial behavior. If you question why your child is always in their room, in their computers and what have you, they're just sitting in there, not talking to other people, that is relating towards a certain punishment. It causes physical injury. We know that, in which you have cases in which children would lash, not a good thing, by the way, or a mental health problem. Now, why am I sharing this to you? I'm sharing this to you because this is one of the experiences that I have with my children. I have two children. And one of the things that I've realized, that the way that I was doing my parenting is no longer effective in helping my children out. Now, parents would tend to punish their children because they do not want the behaviors. That is what we want for our children, right? If they're doing things that's not coincide with your expectation, that's where we punish them. However, this technique is not an effective way of doing it because it does not educate your child why they need to make the change. Like parents, when was the last time that when you talk to your children, you educated your children why they need not to do A, B, C, D, or E? And what are the potential risks for them if they start doing that. So instead of us utilizing punishment as a means to comply, which only escalates the situation into a more dangerous problem, we need to start making the shift towards discipline. Now, based on the article of the American Psychological Association, and I quote, a study published last year in the child abuse and neglect revealed that intergenerational cycle of violence in homes where physically punishment was used. Researchers interviewed parents, children from age 3 to 7 for more than 100 families. Children who were physically punished were more likely to endorse hitting as a means of resolving their conflicts with their peers and siblings. So imagine that hitting is a means to resolving their parents' conflict with peers and siblings. And parents who had experienced frequent physical punishment during their childhood were more likely to believe it was acceptable. So, parents, if you are in an environment, a value system, or a belief system in which hitting and shouting is a norm, and it's a way for you to conform, then that is where a lot of the problem arises. Frequently, when we hit our children, the children often believe that hitting is appropriate disciplinary action. So, what am I telling you here? At the end of the day, there's a long term effect of hitting and shouting with your children. If your children is no longer responding to you and they're defying what you're asking them to do, then please, mind you, take a look at how you're currently behaving towards your children. What I'm going to share with you is a mindset towards discipline, and we're going to talk about discipline instead of punishment. Now, discipline comes from the Latin word disciplina. You know that we heard that in the Philippines, which is instruction and knowledge. That is what disciplina means. Instruction and knowledge. That's what I'm teaching you. It means we are to educate our children to have the right beliefs, values, and attitudes that allows them to behave in ways that supports their future goals and aspirations in life. And when you discipline your child, it is about telling your children, it's not about telling your children what to do, but it's allowing your children to see things from a different perspective and helping them to process what they think and how they think and how they feel. These are two things that discipline helps our children because it allows them to reflect, to process, to figure out what is it they're doing and how it's affecting them and their decisions in life. When you are implementing this parenting style, you will allow your children to be an ally versus a foe. So imagine having a child that's your ally, that they don't see you as an enemy, that they know that whatever you say to them, it's for their benefit. Because when you see this, it makes you the first in mind for help and support. So imagine that situation in which you know your child, whatever happens, they will go to you, they would message you, they would text you that, hey, mom, dad, this is what's happening in my life right now. What do I need to do? That is the most beautiful thing and the beautiful experience because it gives you the peace of mind and the joy that your child will be okay. Whatever happens, they're going to be protected. All right? So what I'm going to do is going to give you 5 tips to make your child want to follow your instructions. I hope you're ready for this. Very, very simple that you can implement. And if you want to know more about how you can implement this in your day-to-day activities as a parent, or maybe teach this to other people, message me, have a conversation with you. Okay? 5 tips to make your child want to follow your instructions. Number 1 is show self-discipline first. Okay? Self-discipline first. Manage your emotions before it manages you. You know, when you keep on allowing your emotions to overcome your or take control of your behavior, it doesn't teach your children how to discipline themselves. So first, show self-discipline. Manage your emotions, manage your anger, manage your frustrations so that you respond in a positive way. Tip number 2 is do not irritate or frustrate your children. Please don't do that. You know, at times the parents would just continue to poke your child. Don't do that. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be a way for you to be able to have a closer connection with your children. Train them. Train them with knowledge, instruct them how things work. Instead of frustrating them, irritating them, just train them. You know, don't tell words that will hurt them. How simple is that? Just ask yourself, if I'm going to say this to myself, would I be joyful about it? Would I be okay about it? Okay, if you're not, then please don't say it. Okay. Number 3, Educate, educate, educate. Teach your child to be able to love discipline by imparting knowledge to them. The more that they love the process of correction, the more that they are willing to accept new perspective. Again, education is key. Education is key. How you get educated? Well, you learn first. You invest in your learning. You put in the time. You put in the effort for you to be comfortable in learning. I know you're busy, but again, the business of work, that is where a lot of the joy is being stolen because you're not able to give the time for your children to just be themselves. Okay? Number 4 is manage your anger. Do not shout or hit your child. Be careful of the words and behaviors that you use when you are in public or private. What does this mean? In private means that sometimes you think that your child is not watching. Well, that's not true. Your child is super observant these days, very intelligent, and they know what's going on and what's happening. They just need to make sure that they feel safe and secured, that even if you're not okay, you will respond in ways that would allow them to understand, so you can be understood. And finally, number 5, for parents who are just starting their families, prevention is better than cure. Be clear, set in stone what your beliefs, values, and attitudes are, and create a value system that will protect your children, make your household the protective, layer for your children. So whatever happens, they would know that they can go home with you, they can confide with you, they can share with you some problems and emotion that they have, and they know that you will be there to guide them so they can make the right decisions for themselves. All right. So those are the 5 things. And remember, parenting is a long-term responsibility and accountability, and both father and mother need to be in a space in which they are not conflicting each other. At times the parents would conflict in each other. It needs to be a co-creation in which when the father and the mother agrees upon, no one will supersede it. At times the parents would say, "Oh, okay lang yan, pagbigyan mo na," and so on. That is not a good way for you to discipline your children, because you are teaching your children that it's okay to break the rules. Do not break the rules when you set them. Make sure that it happens. Be clear of the rules that you set, where the line ends, where both of you need to put your foot on the ground and discipline your children, whatever happens. It's tough. It's very tough, but it's the only way for you to be able to train your children to be disciplined, and it allows you to really future-proof your children. And if you want to know more about how I can support you, I offer a one-on-one coaching session for parents who are struggling to discipline their children. If your child is doing the opposite of what you would like for them to do, and you're starting to feel frustrated about it, and you feel that nothing seems to work, you just want to be gone, what you can do is start learning new skills and techniques that will empower you to take control of your household and your children. That is what I'm offering to you as a coaching program, a one-on-one coaching session. If you want to know more about how this can support you, message me at 0917-569-4200 to book your complimentary discovery coaching session. Don't wait for the next big thing to happen. Protect yourself at all costs and protect your children. Take advantage of this program. All right. So thank you for joining me and supporting what we're doing here in Cup Republic and Advancing Mental Fitness. I would like to invite you for our nightly community service at Cup Republic. Every Tuesday is all about habits with Master Coach Yasmin. Purpose Wednesday is a day with way in the day with Coach Rezzhel. And Strengthening Thursday is coaching for the soul with Master Coach Yasmin. Saturday at 2 p.m. that's mental health wellness with Coach Candy. 5:30 p.m. is Cabin Lab at a Campfire. If you want to know more about how the Bible and how you can utilize that in your day-to-day activities. And 7:30, also open mic if you want to sing and want to practice your spoken word. Just go in there. Just message Coach Rezzhel at 0917-586-1661 to book your seat. And if you are someone who's interested to become a professional service provider, either as a life coach or mental health coach, like us, connect with Coach Rezzhel at 0917-586-1661 to know more about the Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. We are now accepting application for mental health certification and internship program with limited slots. Make sure you are reserving your seats. Veganism is a lifestyle, and we choose to stay cruelty-free, sustainable, and our line product of choices, not just in the food, but also what touches our skin. We have plant-based meals, and plant-based skincare products. If you want to know about shifting towards a more healthier way of living your life, then we have that all for you. All right? Thank you for joining me again, and join us back tomorrow, same time and same digital space for episode 824, Transform Stress into Good Stress by Coach Candy. This is Life Coach Shaun, the Joya mentally fit to serve. In behalf of Life Coach Philippines, maraming salamat for joining me. This is us in the Philippines. Love, bam, boom. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a blessed, blessed day. Bye-bye.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.